Welcome again to Reviews from Purgatory with J. Matt Wigand. This time around, I will be reviewing the indie game FTL, Faster Than Light. It's a nice little game, and I think you should try it out. So, in this game, you fly as one of the surviving members of the Federation, a collapsed power in the galaxy, and you are fleeing rebel forces to the last stronghold of the Federation with important information about the rebel flagship. Now, I bring all that up because, well, it's the story, and because it defines the primary mechanic of the game. Basically, you, in whatever ship you're flying, are trying to get all the way to that last stronghold. You travel from sector to sector, and within each sector, you travel from system to system, looking for supplies, looking for whatever you can to help you in your quest to get to that last stronghold. And all the while you're doing that, within individual sectors, the rebel fleet is slowly advancing on you. Now, you can easily get killed by them. They'll catch up with you. It's not an instant death thing. This isn't like a wall of spikes or something. It's more like the rebels just have really impressive ships, and maybe you could take out a few of them, but you wouldn't want to fight them more than a couple battles every sector, or you would be really, really screwed. Their ships are usually pretty well armed and so forth. But so that's the primary mechanic, that you're trying to avoid the rebels and move through the sectors as quickly as possible, but not without picking up as much as you can within each individual sector. Though that game mechanic can be incredibly irritating at times. Look, you can jump all the way towards a point near the end by the exit point, and it turns out it's not connected to anything close by the exit, so you have to go back a couple jumps into the rebel force approaching, and you'll probably get killed because this point here apparently is not connected, and you had no idea that was the case, because apparently if it's a half an inch between the dots, it connects. Well, if it's half an inch and a couple millimeters, it isn't, or whatever the hell reason there is for jump points connecting or not connecting. Anyway, just a little gripe with the game. Maybe they could have let us know more than what the point we are currently at connects to. That way we would have some idea if a point later on connects or not, and which direction we should go as a result. That actually might be one of my few gripes with this game. Maybe the only one. It's a great game. And that ship there is the one you will start with. The white one, the Kestrel. Oh, and let me just throw this in real quick here. There are fires in this game. It's really cool. You can get your ship set on fire, and then you open the doors and vent it out into space. It's the easiest way to put out fires. It's really a cool little thing, and you go, yeah, that's how they do it. It's a cool little feature of this game. You'll have a lot of fun with that. Can get pretty crazy with the fires sometimes. I mean, you can see here how much of the ship I'm venting in some of these. Well, every time you go to a new system, it's really random. You could go to a system and nothing could happen. Nothing. You would just go there and you would get a message and that would be done. But most of the time, there are two kinds of things that will happen. Now let's talk about the first one. Random events. What I mean is that this sort of thing will pop up, and you pick one and something bad happens. Your ship gets damaged. You pick the other, something bad happens, and one of your crew members is killed. This one here always bothered me. This is the fire. Always managed to pick the option that got one of my crew members killed. It just turned out that randomly. There's some random number generator behind this thing, and every time you pick one of the options, you probably will get screwed. Sometimes you won't get screwed. But this is the randomness of this game, and that makes it exciting and makes it very replayable, because you don't know which way things will go, because it's very random. And as much as I could dislike this system, as I could rant about it or something, the fact that it has these blue options, you see this here? This is a blue choice, and this is its result. It's a cool one, the slug one. Anyway, you get blue choices like that based on whether you have diverse crews, particular weapons, technologies, or what have you. Features of your ship or crew members allow you to get these blue options that let you turn a random encounter into something favorable, when otherwise you would pick one of the white choices and it could go really badly for you, or it could go fine. And the risk of it going badly for you would make you want to not press anything at all. So the other most common thing, well, the most common thing in this whole game, more than the random events, is ship battles. That is 90% of this game, ship battles. They're fun and addictive, and this is the best part of this game. I love this, and I love the diversity in how you can defeat your enemy. Look, you can capture them with like weapons that disintegrate their crew, beam over troops, send over a robot to kill their crew. The best way in the game, honestly, is to transport a crew member over and capture their ship. But you can obviously blow them out of the stars, too. Hit them with missiles, beam weapons, lasers, whatever. You can target individual systems, all of this awesome shit. And you can burn out their ship, lighting everything on fire, and they can't put out the fire fast enough, and their crew members burn alive. You can take out their O2 and make them suffocate to death. You can use ion cannons to cripple them. There are all sorts of awesome options here in how to fight in this game, and that's probably the biggest part of this game. Now, you can get really easily killed off if you run into an enemy ship that just happens to have the right combination of weapons, or a ridiculously good combination of weapons. I've seen enemy ships that happen to have 3 missile launchers. Those pierce shields, they can take you out in a volley or two, and you're sitting there going, wonderful. That is, again, part of the fun of this game. It can go really badly sideways on you. You see this here? This is a scrap menu I got once. About 5 minutes into the game, I managed to get the best laser cannon. 10 minutes later, I was killed in some other battle. That's just how it goes in this game. And that's part of what makes it so addictive. It can exasperate you too, but it also is what makes it fun. If it wasn't difficult, then you wouldn't really want to replay it. I've talked really glowingly about this game, and it is a great game. But are there any other gripes I have? Well, there are 2 that I would tie together. First of all, the stores are really irritating. You gather scrap from every ship you destroy and from random encounters, and you gather missiles and fuel and a few other things. And when you go to a store, it's really random what they happen to sell. It doesn't like sort of change based on what your ship needs. It's entirely random. So you can get to the end and you're still using really crappy weapons. And you just didn't find a store that was selling anything to really upgrade your weapons system on your ship. And you're going, that really sucks. I know I'm going to lose the final battle, and that's the other gripe. If you get there, you should have some sort of reward for the last stand that helps you, because all this random shit never really helped you. You went to every store and not one of them had a really good laser cannon or something that you could upgrade your weapon system. So you might still be using your basic weaponry at the very end, and you're going, yeah, this isn't good enough. Or maybe you upgraded a little, but it's still not good enough. The point is, you can get to the end and know you aren't going to win because you just didn't get the right upgrades. You got enough upgrades to survive, but you didn't get the right upgrades to win. And that's a problem. So maybe they could have made the stores a little less random. But that's the only other gripe I have. So before I give my rating, let me just give you some tips should you buy this game. 1. Cheat. If you get a situation like this one here, where the enemy ship can't harm you, it can just keep damaging your shields, and maybe you have a weapon that can't pierce through their shields, put on auto fire and let them keep firing on you and walk away for 10-20 minutes. All your crew members will train from that into master, like shield guy and weapons officer and all that, and a good crew is really strong and will definitely help you in this game. And you might as well exploit that problem in this game, because the random stuff can really screw you sometimes. You go into the wrong battle and they have a good missile launcher, you could be dead very quickly. They could take out your weapon system and then slaughter you in seconds, and you're just like, well, glad I played that for an hour. So cheat. Tip 2, upgrade your shields as quickly as possible. You should have 2 layers ASAP. That will really help you in most situations. As I said before, the transporter is the best way to win, at least if it's not an AI. Just beam your crew onto the other ship and kill them. It's the best way to win most times. A good transporter-based ship can win most battles, including the end fight. Visit every store you can, because you don't know whether or not you'll be screwed. And what else? You should have a diverse crew. Try to get a diverse crew because of the blue options I said with random events. 6, don't always be a do-gooder. If you get into every fight, you're going to get killed. You might want to avoid getting into so many random fights. Just do what you need to stay alive, to keep your ship alive. You don't have to save every civilian ship from a pirate, because if your ship is way too damaged to fight, don't fight. 7, cripple your enemies fast. Take out their weapon system and tear them apart as quickly as possible, because if they're good, they're going to take you down fast. The hull repair drone. Tip 8, the hull repair drone will save you. It is the best possible thing you can get. Get the drone system and get the hull repair drone. That will save you in the end fight, and it will save you in so many other encounters. It's the best thing in this game. Just as tip 9 here, the scrap recovery arm. You get that, you increase the scrap you gain. The more scrap you have, the more you can buy in stores, the more you can upgrade your ship. Scrap is really valuable, and the scrap recovery arm will get you like 10% extra scrap every time you gather scrap, which is a lot. It adds up to a hell of a lot. You'll be a lot stronger at the end. Tip 10, the cloaking device is a must for the boss fight. Boss does really cheap tricks that like hit you with 15 lasers at the same time, and there's no way your shields can repel that, so they'll just tear your ship apart unless you cloak and dodge all of those shots. So that's tip 10. Get the cloaking device. That's all you need. These 10 tips, and you should play a lot better in this game. So, Faster Than Light. FTL. It's a great little indie game, and for $10 it's worth it. It's fun and addictive, and it's got a lot of replayability because of how random it can be. I think you should check it out. I give it a 7 out of 10. Until next time, this has been Reviews from Purgatory with J. Matt Wygant. You all have a nice day now.